Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here. Welcome back to the second episode of the Hero's Guide for the game Era of Chaos. And today we're going to be taking a look at the hero Rashka. Now he's the second hero that you'll be able to earn when you first start playing, and he'll be available in Chapter 5. Now he is an infernal unit, so that means he's all about fire. If we take a look at his skills, he is all about fire damage and fire spells. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at his skills in the practice, and then we're going to go over kind of the unit composition and also what you should focus on in terms of what spells you actually upgrade. And so we're going to go into this practice mode right here, and what you'll see is I've already laid out all of the units that benefit from Rashka. And here we'll take a look at his skills in a little bit more detail. And so you can see he has Infernal Flame, which will actually basically summon a sort of a ring of fire, if you will. That's the ultimate skill. And it will actually last for 10 seconds, and it burns all of the units within that time. And so, but the thing is, if you go up against another Infernal unit, this damage is going to be reduced by half. So do keep that in mind. This is most effective when you're dealing with non-Infernal units. He also has Fire Arrow. Fire Arrow is another fire damage, and it basically, the benefit of the Fire Arrow really is so you can burn the enemies, so that they'll be in a burning status, and other units can then deal more damage to them. You're not really going to be using Fire Arrow as a skill to necessarily take out a large group of units, because usually they're going to be strong enough to withstand it. But the purpose here is to burn them so that they can take more damage. Now, Curse is a non-damaging spell. It is also a fire spell, but what it does is it reduces the amount that your enemies will attack for. So you basically reduce their attack by about 50%, and for every level that you increase it by, it will also go down. You'll increase that reduction even more. Then finally, you have Bloodlust. Bloodlust actually is a boost. It's a secondary spell that boosts your units. And what it'll do is it'll increase the attack and also the life drain. So every time they attack, they're going to steal a little bit of life. And it's a relatively large circle so that you'll be able to benefit all of your units. If you take a look at the specialty for Rashka, like I said before, every hero has a specialty, and he is all about Fire Lord. So he will turn Afridi into a Fire Lord at 1 star. So as soon as you get him, you'll want to pair up Fire Lord with him. This is going to be a very critical unit to always bring in if you're going to use Rashka. And we can take a look at the 4 different stars here. So Afridi is going to be upgraded to Fire Lord, and that will increase their spell, the Firestorm damage, and also it's going to have a larger area of effect. We're going to take a look at Afridi as well. And you can also see that at 2 stars, when Rashka is at 2 stars, he has the global skill that will allow the Afridi's attack and also the Fire Lord's attack to be increased by 30%. Then finally, at a 3 star, it also increases the damage that's reflected by Fire Lord. But we're gonna really take a look at the Fire Lord skills because it's really good when you pair up with the fire units and also Rashka. And then for the 4-star one, he will increase the fire resistance of all friendly units by 50%, and all of the enemies' fire resistance is decreased by 50%. So he is really powerful at 4 stars, right? If you take a look at this, it increases the fire resistance of your units and also decreases their resistance by 50, and so that will mean more damage taken by them. And now, so let's take a look at the Fire Lord here. This is an Afridi that turns into a Fire Lord, and he has a couple of really strong skills. The first one is a Firestorm. This is one that gets boosted with Rashka, and this will deal sustained damage over 15 seconds, and it burns all of the units within that area. Again, burning is sort of like the key status for all Infernal units to deal more damage against them. And then you have also Flaming Shield. So this is a fire shield that is applied to all Infernal units that you have on the board. And so having the Fire Lord here means you want to take advantage of that by bringing as many Infernal units as you can. And it also gives them additional damage reduction, magic resistance, and if you get it at orange status, so when you unlock it at orange, you can get more health, etc. So if you take a look at the lineup here, I have all of the Infernal units here, except for Cyclops, but Cyclops also triggers burning. Like, he also causes burning with his skill, so that's why I brought him in here. We're going to take a look at this hero now in play. We're going to try this out, and I'm going to show you how you want to play this. Hero. So Rashka's really all about basically all out, fire damage. What you want to do is you want to cast your Infernal Flame as often as possible, and you want to do this in the backline. So it actually lasts for 10 seconds. So the benefit of that spell is that if you're able to take out an enemy, if your spell is strong enough and you can take out the backline, you usually want to aim for the weaker people. And let's say your opponent has Angel on the field that revives. What they can actually do, what that flame can actually do, is it could basically burn them down, and then when they get revived, it'll burn them down again, because it has a 10-second. It burns for 10 seconds, which is really quite effective at taking out those units when they revive them. I faced it a lot where I would go up against Rashka as a hero, and my backline will burn down, my Angel will actually revive them, and then I will lose my unit again because the Infernal Flame is still there. Then the second sort of attacking spell is the Fire Arrow. As you can see, it doesn't actually do anything, but it causes him to burn, and you'll notice that the units, you can sort of see like their feet are on fire there, right? You can sort of see the fire around them, and so that's the status. That's what it does. And if you have any units on your team that deals additional damage due to burn units, then that's what it's for. We're gonna go back to practice again. We're gonna take a look at the two other spells that we didn't get a chance to look at. So those were the two primary attacking spells, but for Rashka, you really want to focus on the Infernal Flame. And then the two other spells that you're going to use more often, one is going to be Bloodlust. So Bloodlust is what is going to allow you to increase attack and life drain. So life drain is best for melee units. So if you have any melee units that also deal attack, that's the best. So if you actually can see, I have a charger in the back here, in the bottom row. He would actually get more life steal. So we can see this again. You can also see that they will steal some health, and they also attack faster. Now I actually use Curse here. So Bloodlust is the one that's going to make them drain more health as you attack. What I cast earlier is Curse. What Curse does is it decreases the amount of damage that your enemy will actually deal. So if you have a really high damaging opponent, like a unit that deals a lot of damage, like a Naga, for example, which is a high DPS type dealer, a damage dealer, you can actually curse the unit when it's about to cast its ability, for example, and basically allow its damage to be reduced by half. And so that's some of the things that you can do to give your units more survivability. And you can see here, my Fire Lord has this little shield around him, and we can also see when we, I'm going to start the battle once more, because we're going to now take a look at something different, right? So we've taken a look at the two spells. We took a look at the Infernal Flame. We took a look at the Fire Arrow as attacker spells. You want to boost your attack as much as possible. You can see these little shields around all of your Infernal units. All of these guys have additional shield around them, so they are going to be harder to kill in the beginning. And so what that allows you to do is allows you to then deal sort of more damage in the beginning, and they can survive longer. They can survive the initial wave of spells and the initial wave of attacks, and that allows you to then deal more damage to them with your spells and with your units, etc. So all in all, this is a very attack-focused, fire-based hero. So if you like to use him, then you definitely want to bring in as many Infernal or as many fire-based heroes as possible. But having Infernal units on the field will be most beneficial for you, because you're going to get the benefits from the Fire Lord for this shield. Alright? And so what we're going to do is we're going to just finish off this. We're going to give our units more Bloodlust so we can deal more damage there. We're going to have them deal less damage here. I believe that it looks like we're up against a demon as well. So it's demon against demon, and demons are once a demon is really high level, it actually really is really hard to defeat, and so it's a unit I really recommend to use as well. And so let's go back here. We can take a look at the unit composition now, right? And so some of the units I really recommend that you go with. So Fire Lord Afridi is a unit that you can purchase in the store as well as GOG. And you can also have a choice in Demon. If you just start playing out at some point after some login time frame, you're going to have a choice between Demon or a I believe tokens, and also you can get Iron Golem. I recommend Demon because he is a great tank unit that also deals a lot of damage. And so we can take a look at where you can purchase these items. So if you wanted to get Rashka, you can actually have him available in the champion store. So you can get him here every, it refreshes after a certain number of hours. You can buy 4 at a time for 3 tokens each. And this is one of the units where at 4 stars, he will be extremely strong. Extremely strong at 4 stars. All of these heroes are going to be strong at 4 stars, but if you like fire units, then Rashka is going to be really good at 4 stars. Now, Rashka also benefits from additional heroes. Specifically, if you have Luna. Luna has this, Luna has a mastery that, or specialty that will also increase the spell damage of all your fire heroes. Now we're going to go into Luna in more details in the following video, but I just wanted to say that there is synergy amongst all fire heroes there, where Luna also boosts Rashka in that way. And so when you use Rashka, it's actually a really easy hero to use in arena fights. Okay, and so if you are using a hero like Rashka, because you cannot control the fight, his spells are going to be really easy to use against your enemies. Like because the thing is, the AI focuses on. I want to see if I can find an enemy that uses Rashka here. I see a lot of. There's Luna and there's Crack. So there's an enemy that uses Rashka, and you can see all of the, all of the units that have been brought in here are all infernal units. Let's go in and do a fight against Kia Tor, and let's see how we do against him. Now I'm using Solmir, which I'm also going to cover, but what I want to show you is how strong Rashka is. Now I do have a bunch of infernal units, so they're going to have 50% reduced damage. But you'll notice that in arena fight, they focus on the ultimate skill, and so you're going to see him casting the Infernal Flame Rope pretty soon. As soon as it's available, it's going to be cast, and it usually gets cast around where my backline. So you can see my monk immediately got burned down, and he didn't get revived because I actually had another unit that had died earlier. And so the typical sort of algorithm for Rashka in these fights is they'll burn the backline more, and so it's a really easy unit hero to use to take care of your enemy's backline. You can see it once again. I'm getting burned down here, but my Afridi has also some fire reduction and has some shield, so he can last a little bit longer. But this is actually a really close fight. Don't believe I'm going to be able to win this engagement, but it actually was pretty close. And so you can see that it is again demon versus demon. My demon is now actually in the orange. It's orange now, and if I can survive this, it's unlikely though because I'm getting burned down too much here. So there's just too many enemies that I am up against. Unfortunately, we couldn't defeat our opponent. But I just wanted to use that opportunity to sort of show you how it is when you face up against Rashka. And so the things that you want to do if you're going up against Rashka is that you want to either bring in a hero that gives you more damage, or you actually want to deal damage with ice. You can freeze them, you can crowd control them, but having you know, having sort of that fire resist also helps, but overall, like, you want to counter his skills. I think eventually I'm going to talk about a hero that is going to be really effective against a hero like Rashka, which is going to be Yogg, and that's going to be a later video. And so in the other parts of sort of like other things I wanted to cover for Rashka, I believe that's pretty much like, you know, in terms of like, you know, what you should focus on. You should definitely get Rashka to 2 stars early as soon as you can to boost your Afridi. And also, if you can get him to 4-star, if you want to focus on fire, get him to 4-star. He's going to be extremely strong, and then you should focus on getting Luna to 3-star so that you can have that synergy. And he doesn't have any additional skins, so it's all classic right now, and there's no lore available for him just yet. But this is a very good hero, especially given that you can get him in early stages. It's a good hero to invest in. I actually prefer using Rashka over Catherine as soon as I got him. And so getting him to 2 stars as early as possible using the tokens from your marketplace is going to be a very good idea. And you can also get your Afridi in the campaign. So get him as early as you can so that you can rank him up. And then if you look at Afridi, so you can see I also have him, I'm focusing on getting him to orange as well. Like, he's one of my primary units. He's one of my go-tos, so he's definitely really strong, even if I don't use Rashka as a hero. So Afridi is a great unit to have, and you want to boost his skills, and you want to rank him as much as possible. And it's easy to do because you can always purchase his tokens in the marketplace. And so that is pretty much it for Rashka here. Let me know if you have any questions about him, how to use him, how to set him up, and sort of the units that you should use with him. Basically, it's really simple, just as many Inferno units as you can think of. And so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much, and we will come back with another hero that you will encounter early on as you play. And so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everybody.